Hey everyone, at Don here again, and I'm back with another episode of the Bits and Pieces. It's been a few weeks, and I'm glad to be back. I hope you're here, checking it out, enjoying it too. Thank you so much for your patience, and let's get right into it. This episode, I'm not going to really talk about articles. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking to you on the camera because I find that's a lot more effective, probably, and hopefully more enjoyable for you, the viewer. But so let's get to it. We're going to talk about a couple of movies. First one, I just saw this the other night. It's been out for about a week now, so it's kind of like older news, but not really. It's fresh to me. I just saw The Joker, and man, it was great. I really liked it. I ruined it. I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about before I got to that, and I shot everything off too early. It's an awesome movie. Now, backtrack. I was worried when we got the trailers for this movie. I was worried they were going to make Joker. I liked the trailers. I liked the footage, the use of the music, like that When You're Smiling song. I was worried they were going to make him too much of a sympathetic character. From what we saw in the trailers, that's where it was going. Like yet another, the villain, he or she, they have these problems or do these things because of X, Y, Z, or Z. It's going to be Z because I'm Canadian. This movie has like strains of that. There's themes of it. I want to talk about it, but not too much spoiler filled because like I said, it's only been out for about a week. I'm going to talk about it more. I'm probably going to do a standalone video talking about it, but those themes are there. The sympathetic character at first, and then it changes gears. Oh man, this movie changes gears so many times. I super enjoyed this. This is not a superhero movie. I will drop one spoiler. If you want to skip to the spoiler, skip to the music. I'll put the timestamp on the screen when we start the next episode right here. I'll put a little skip to, be professional like. But the one thing I wish is that they didn't connect this to the Batman universe at all. Batman, the Bruce Wayne character is in it as a kid. Alfred's in it. Thomas Wayne is in it, who's portrayed as a dick. I wish that was totally omitted. If this, I would give it a 9 if that stuff wasn't in there, because to me, that's a little cringe. The rest of the movie is a solid 9. It's almost a perfect film. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to do the hyperbole. I'm not a hyperbole guy, except when it comes to horror movies that are bad that only I find good. This is different. This is gritty. This is dark-filled drama thriller. This is so tasty, so delectable, so delicious. You gotta check this out and just enjoy it on that. There's no CGI. It's all character-driven. It's all Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix was born creepy AF. He is perfect in this role. So yeah, I'm done gushing. And I told you the 1 weak spot is that connection to Gotham City. They could have even placed it in Gotham. Just don't mention Wayne. Not every superhero movie in the DC universe has to connect to Superman or Batman. Like, geez, I'm just so over it. 2019 reference. I'm stepping up. But anyways, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. It's a great film. Joaquin Phoenix is awesome in that role. The supporting cast, the music, the cinematography, the atmosphere, the mood, the different characterizations that we get of all the different people. There's no good or bad guys in this movie. There's no white hats or black hats. There really isn't. There's just the gray in between, and there's no politics in this movie. A lot of people are writing on the internet in regards to that. A lot of film critics or movie analysts are talking about how this is an incel movie, or it's also like a flag bearer, like a torch bearer for the socialist movement. It's neither. It's neither. It is not that. It is not a right-wing film, and it's not left-wing film. It is totally just itself. It's its own contained universe. Todd Phillips, kudos to you, man. You did a great job with this. I know a lot of people are put off by this, that you made a movie that isn't really the Joker, but it does connect in a way to a believable Joker. I feel it does. I was worried going in. He surprised me because Todd Phillips, Hangover director, like, come on. I enjoyed his comments saying that the reason why he stopped making comedies is because Hollywood's too woke now. The comedy is just irreverent. It's just hee hee ha ha, and you can no longer actually make fun of anyone in particular. Comedy is pretty much dead, and he's right about that. I give him kudos for that, full marks. But when I heard he was just taking the Joker, I was in that camp. I was like, this guy's going to make it a sympathetic character, and he's just going to make a movie about something that's not even relatable to the actual Joker character. But he pulled it off. This is a self-contained universe, awesome fit to the DC universe. I don't want a sequel to this movie. Please let it be a standalone. Please, DC, just let it be a standalone. Don't do the Marvel Disney MCU thing. No sequels, no more, like I said, pure, free, clean of CGI. I loved every moment of this movie just watching it. Like I said, I want to see it again just because there's so many things that you can pick up on. The vibe, the look, the eye motions, like the eye characterizations that Joaquin Phoenix is doing, the cinematography, parts of the movie, again, I don't want to tell you that'll spoil it, things that he does, his character does, that make the movie go on. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about it for this one, and I'm going to move on to the next one. That's Joker. Highly recommended. I'd give it an 8, not a 9. It would be a 9 minus the connection to Batman. Stop mentioning Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Thomas Wayne and Alfred in every DC movie, damn it. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let's get on to the next one. All right, and for the second part of this week's video, we're going to do yet another movie. We're just going to talk about another movie. No articles this week, just talking about movies. Return to Horror Hotel. This is a sequel to Horror Hotel. These are both available on Amazon Prime. This is The Return. It just came out a few months ago in 2019. I've watched it a bunch of times, and I highly recommend it. IMDb gives it a 4.0. I think that's way lean. I've given it an 8. If you like indie horror, this is the place to be. This is a great movie. Return to Hotel is an anthology feature with 4 segments. Now, there's one called Sleep Tight. I think it's about bedbugs. That's very gory. There's one called Guillotine. It's about this guy that sells this girl who wants to be a beauty pageant. She's a beauty pageant winner, but she wants to go on to more. He ends up selling her or trading for her Porsche a piece of the wood where the guillotine fell on Marie Antoinette's neck. And in the story, apparently, Marilyn Monroe owned it, and a bunch of other people throughout time owned this piece of the guillotine that Marie Antoinette was beheaded on. That's a pretty funny story. There's another one called Houdini's Hand. It's like your killer hand, the return of like a killer hand movie. I love those from the 50s, like Peter Lorre. Those are great films. All the creature, the brain that would not die, the hand. I can't remember the name of the hand movie, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I should have done my research, but I always do these damn things in impromptu. But my favorite one is called No Time for Love, and that's where this picture is taken from. These are characters, they're just side characters. This is the owner of a bookstore. The girl who works at the bookstore agrees to go and deliver a copy of 20,000 Leagues, like Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, to this sailor that's living in that same hotel, Horror Hotel, because every story occurs in this little road motel called Horror Hotel. They all occur in different rooms. But the girl, the employee here at the bookstore, goes and visits the sailor that lives in Horror Hotel. And it turns out that he's actually a World War II sailor. This episode is super Twilight Zone, super Outer Limits, or one step beyond. Actually, I prefer one step beyond Outer Limits, but that's a topic for a different video and a different debate. But this is probably the highlight of it because she goes, he's her age, like similar her age, probably a little bit older because she's supposed to be like 20 something. He's probably like late 20s, early 30s. But as she's there, he ages like crazy. The clock is out of control. It's going backwards at first, and then it's spinning super fast. The food is going moldy. The wallpaper is starting to mold over. The furniture is just starting to age out and break apart. It's probably the best feeling, atmosphere-wise, that this anthology series has to offer. So if you're going to check it out, I say check that one out first and then give the entire movie a try because it's definitely the strongest of the 4 entries. And that's it for my coverage of Return to Horror Hotel and my coverage this week and Return to the Bits and Pieces. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what to do. The usual, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll be back on Friday, next Friday that is, as we lead up to Halloween with more Bits and Pieces, and I'll talk to you soon.